Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aquarius for the month of July. Now Aquarius, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scams. Let's go ahead and get into it here and see what we have going on here for you, Aquarius. Now I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the Classic Rider-Waite Tarot, and the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below. I also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right. Make sure everything's in view here. Then we'll get right into it. Let's go ahead and take 3 of these oracle cards to clarify as we go along. We'll put that up there. And all right. Energy on the bottom. You have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is really a nice card of intuition. It's the most intuitive card in the tarot. You also have some moon symbolism going on here. You can see the crescent moon on the card. You know, many people associate the High Priestess with the moon and associate the moon with Pisces. I actually flip them around. I think the moon's associated with the moon and the High Priestess is associated with Pisces, but it doesn't matter. You have Piscean energy here for sure. Definitely like this idea of like diving deep type energy, like, you know, 12th house type energy here. And this is this idea that sometimes the information that we need is not necessarily right in front of us. Sometimes it is found through alternative ways. Sometimes the information is buried deep. Sometimes we have to allow that we have to allow ourselves to sort of dive into the depth and find the information. You can see that the High Priestess here is holding this scroll, which might be an anagram for the tarot, or it might say the Torah. This indicates spiritual wisdom. This indicates wisdom. It indicates esoteric knowledge. They're also sitting in front of a spiritual temple. And once again, this idea of something that is not necessarily tangibly in the present, but is more so in the spiritual or in the ethereal. And you know, I'm going into this sort of idea around this because you have so much sort of like moon energy, you have so much Pisces energy. And so Aquarius, you know, listen, my moon sign's Aquarius. I know what it's like to be extremely logical. Sometimes Aquarius, you have to separate, sometimes you have to balance out your logic mind and your intuitive feeling mind. And this is what I feel like is an important message for some Aquarius people right now, is to create that balance between the logic and the intuitive side, specifically in this month. So let's just dive into what that might be around though, right? So in the overall situation, you have this moon card, all right? So the moon is another card of intuition. So you have a major, you know, obviously you have extremely similar energy here. And there's something maybe subtle in your life. There's something that is absolutely not necessarily clear. There's something that's a little bit murky here in that, yeah, the answers are not going to be right in front of you. The moon can talk about something not being as it appears. It can talk about also a warning around just being careful of any sort of like emotionally charged situations in one's life. I definitely feel like that could be here in the past. I feel like maybe some of you have dealt with like an emotionally challenging situation. I do want to say, because we're starting off on a little bit of a challenging note here, the future is looking very good for you. And let's just dive into this a little bit more here, okay? In the past, you have the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so we actually have 3 5s on this reading here. So 555 is a number of change. Okay, it's a number of change. I do think that some of you have dealt with some challenges here, potentially financially, Aquarius, in the past with the Five of Pentacles in your mind row. This upper row is the row of your thoughts or the row of your mind. And you have this Five of Pentacles showing up in the past. It's possible that there have been struggles in the past. Again, I'm not forecasting this. This has already happened. That, you know, inform your present decisions. And many times when people go through financial trauma, many times when people go through financial hardship, that sticks with you for a very long time. And you know, I can speak to that from experience. And it's almost like I feel like some of you have some financial struggles of the past have been heavy on your mind here. And this month might be a time for you to do some deep work, even some deep psychological work here with the Moon and the High Priestess. You may decide, you know what, it's time for me to talk to a therapist. The High Priestess for me is a card of, the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups are both like therapy or therapist cards that I would find in the tarot. It's possible that some of you are going to be like, okay, maybe it's time that I talk through some of these thoughts with some people or with somebody who can maybe help me. You have this Five of Swords as well, which indicates loss, okay? And so this is also combined with the Ace of Pentacles, which is about financial new beginnings. It's planting financial seeds of abundance that can grow. But here's the thing. There was I think, financial seed planted in the past around scarcity or around loss. And it's probably because some of you have experienced tangible loss in the past. It's hard for me to say how recent this is. It doesn't feel recent. Okay, this decision I'm talking about, or this situation I'm talking about, does not feel recent. It feels like this has happened a while ago, and it's still carrying, and you're still carrying it with you in the present. Which, again, you shouldn't, beat yourself up for that. That is, something that many people have gone through financial struggles or hardships deal with. And so there's this seed energy here in the past that has been planted potentially. And this might be a big kind of month for you to do some work around removing that seed of scarcity and replacing that seed with the seed of abundance. In the current situation, you have the King of Wands, the Moon, and the King of Pentacles. So this is interesting, isn't it? So we have this double King energy. Just a friendly reminder, I do not attach gender to my cards. These are just energies. So you can take on any of these cards. Isn't it interesting, though, that you have the double Kings here above the Moon? I would be cautious about somebody who is offering get-rich-quick schemes. Okay, I would be cautious about not investment advice. Okay, I cannot provide investment advice, but I would be cautious about that at this time. Because the Moon can also represent a temporary situation. The idea is that the phases of the Moon happen quickly. And so, there could be a temporary situation. The King of Pentacles is somebody who makes extremely practical financial decisions. They're somebody who, the way that they accumulate their wealth, the way that they accumulate their sort of success is by working hard day in and day out. And the King of Pentacles is somebody who has achieved success, okay? And so it is a very good card for finances. It is potentially like a financial advisor energy, but it is interesting. I'm a little bit, how do I say this? I'm a little bit concerned because the Moon is something that is not as it appears. I would not make speculative bets with the Moon's energy, okay? Not financial advice. I would not make speculative bets at this time, particularly because you have this other diagonal here, which is the Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Five of Wands. Diagonals are directions that you are headed, and this could be some type of conflict here. Now you do have the King of Wands as well combined with the King of Pentacles in this current situation column. The King of Wands is somebody who's extremely entrepreneurial, This is somebody who is also successful, okay? And so what I like here is that in the past there may have been struggles here, but now it's possible that you have this idea, okay? Now it's possible that you have this idea to maybe increase the flow of cash by doing something that you enjoy doing, and by really kind of following your talents, passions, hobbies, and interests, which is exactly what the King of Wands would do. Even if the King of Wands works for somebody, they would be working in an area that they love to do. And so putting this all together here, there's been a struggle in the past. In the present moment, there's something that you're a little bit suspect about with the moon. I think there might be someone, or maybe even two people that you're a little bit suspect about with the moon. Trust your gut. Okay, the High Priestess says trust your gut on any sort of people, even like hiring managers, or even like, if you're deciding to switch positions. I'm not telling you not to do that, but I am telling you to maybe just be a little bit cautious and double, triple check fine print type of energy, and really feel like, really ask yourself if you feel like this new position, if you'd be a better fit than where you are currently. And also, will this new position bring you some type of fulfillment, not just an increase in money, but will you actually enjoy where you're moving to with that King of Wands energy? Because the King of Wands really will not stay in a dead-end job. So just something to consider here. It is possible that some of you are entrepreneurial as well. And remember, with this moon card, it tells you to not make emotionally charged decisions or overly emotional decisions, particularly with money and business. So just something to consider. In the future, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Star. So I really like this. The Star is the Aquarius card. Okay, now I'll get to the Star in a minute here, but this upper row, there's this conflict in your mind. Okay, you see this Five of Wands energy here. This Five of Wands, the people on the card are sparring, okay? They are engaged in a battle. And whoever wins over the Five of Wands card gets to the Six of Wands, which is public success, public recognition, victory, good energy, right? Okay, the thing is, I think that there's some type of battle in your mind. And I think that this is linked here. I think that this is linked to the events of the past for you. And the events of the past for you may be shaping the current moment. And what I would like to just point out is that the past does not exist because it already happened. Okay, and so it's very important that you stay present in this moment. And I also think that some of you here may want to, there's no shame in reaching out for help in terms of like talking with somebody, so forth and so on. There's a little bit of mental distress here that I'm feeling from the triple fives and the moon, okay? So it's never wrong to reach out for help, okay? You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about financial independence. So there are these seeds here that are, they're sort of like, through the cracks here, there are good messages. The Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is financially independent. You can see that they have this bush in the background that is growing pentacles. This is something around passive income. This is something around, building a business that provides for you. And also the Nine of Pentacles says that health is wealth. Health is wealth with the Nine of Pentacles. And so I think that that's also very important. And then you have this Star card as well, which the Star is really an energy of clarity, hope, optimism for the future. The Star is also a wish come true or a wish granted in your life. And so it starts with a wish, right? You have to start with a wish, and you have to start with putting something out there and putting yourself out there. It's also your energy coming in. So there is financial independence available to you in the future, but I also think that there's a little bit of like work here that needs to be done at a maybe intuitive level or a soul level to help bring that independence in the best way possible. Let's go ahead and take a look at what these three cards are. Okay, so you have Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and power, miraculous changes are occurring. You have Divine Director, Intervention and Purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. And you have Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. There's a big message of balance here, okay, for you. I talked at the start of this reading about balancing out your your logic mind and your intuitive mind. I also think that there's emotions here that are being asked to be put in balance. This Divine Director card is one of my the best cards I find in this Oracle deck. I've seen this play out in other people's lives and in my own life when schedule changes happen, important people step into your life that, alter your path or help you along your path in some way. There's a feeling of being guided when you get that Divine Director card. So I definitely like to see that for you. Let's go ahead and get some more clarity here. Okay, so you have the Seven of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, you do have the Queen of Cups, you have the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Swords. All right, now obviously I am not a medical professional. I cannot give medical advice either, but you have my two major themes around therapy. Queen of Cups, High Priestess, and then you have the Moon, which is maybe a little bit of emotional distress, and then you also have the 3 5s. Okay, and so I'm just putting it out there, and then not only that, but you have this idea of being trapped in your mind here with the Eight of Swords. And so I know it's not something that people love to hear, but if you've been watching my readings for any amount of time, you know that whatever comes out comes out. I don't re-roll my cards. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna throw that out there for somebody who's listening, because I do feel like, or for some people who are listening, because I do feel like it's an important message. There's something that is not as it appears with the Seven of Swords and the Moon card, okay? And I would be very, 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 very cautious around get-rich-quick schemes, because actually what the guidance here is something that's slow and steady. Okay, slow and steady is going to win the race here for you, Aquarius, because you have this Four of Pentacles, which is about financial stability. It's also a card that indicates this person's afraid of losing their pentacles here, as you can see that they're holding on too tightly. And we talked about in the past how there's this event that may have happened, or this traumatic event that may have happened around scarcity, around finances. I think that is informing your present. But the message here is slow and steady, because you have this Knight of Pentacles, which is somebody who gets rewards for doing hard work and putting a lot of time into something, plus the King of Pentacles, which has similar energy. And you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is you following your destiny. It's favorability, but it's also, it is a big change, but it's also not necessarily asking you to follow. It doesn't mean that get rich quick schemes are going to work just because you have the Wheel of Fortune. That's not what it means, right? This is not a gambling type of energy. This is a, put energy, put effort into something that you're passionate about and that you love to do, and as a result, you can get good rewards. So that's what I have here for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.